Right. Okay, sorry about this. All right. As usual, we start. How did the homework go? Do you guys have any questions about anything? Okay, any questions? All right, so we look quickly at one of those problems and then we proceed. So I'm gonna pick a problem in arbitrary way. Okay. So I'll look at number one quickly and then we proceed. So we have the following function, 3x plus 7 between -4 and -2. And then we have -4x plus 6 between 0 and 2. And then we have 2x minus 4 between 2 and 4. Okay, so that's the question from the book. And then we have several questions as usual about evaluating the function. And here I would like your answer. What is f of 0? What is f of 3? What is f of 6? What is f of -3? Okay, quickly. And please have your camera on for those who don't have it. So what is f of 0?
Would it be 6?
It will be 6. Is she correct? 0. We go back here. Where is it? It's between 0 and 2. I plug it into this formula. F of 0 equals 6. F of 3, quickly.
No.
What? F of 3, I'm having it 2. Okay, I don't know. 3. Which condition satisfied? Condition this, so it's 2. Tan 3 minus 4.
2.
6 minus 4, 2. The answer was correct. F of 6. Please, I want answer on chat. I want them quickly.
Incorrections.
What?
Undefined.
F of undefined. Is she correct? F of 6. They did not give me any output for 6. Because they gave me output between -4 and 2. Up to 4. That's the largest value in the domain, basically, they gave me. So absolutely undefined. Because there is no 6 in here. F of -3. Okay, I'm having -2. So let me see if it's correct. -3. Which condition satisfied? -3 satisfied this condition. So that's the rule we have to use. Plus 7. -9 plus 7. This is -2. Correct. Okay. Now, part B. So just a quick review is find the average rate of change. Find the average rate of change on the interval x between -3 and 4. Okay, all right, I give you a minute and I want an answer. you remember the definition of the average rate? Okay, I already have one. Okay, do you agree with the one on chat? Anybody else? So it's f of 4 minus f of minus 3 divided by 4 minus 3. Okay, definition of the average rate. 4 minus 3, that says 7. F of 4, so it's basically back read. What is f of 4? So I will do this on the side. What is f of 4? F of 4, I need to use this formula here. It's 2 times 4 minus 4. So that's 2 times 4 minus 4. It's 8 minus 4, that's 4. And now I need f of minus 3. F of minus 3. F of minus 3, we already found it, it's equal to minus 2. So now it's going to be equal to 4 minus 2, 6 over 7. Absolutely correct. Okay. Now part C is graph F. Okay, so now we need to sketch the graph, and let's see how we sketch it. All right. So I'm gonna take another piece of.
Could you go back real quick? How do we know that the matching for the interval for 4 is 2 and for the -2 for the -3? Is that just from the 4 things above, just in context?
Your question is, how do we know what's f of 4?
Yes.
That's the formula. Back up. If
Like
x, what?
Like there's the greater than 2 and lower than 4 or equal.
Yeah, so if x equal to 4, okay, which formula we have to use?
Use the 2x minus 4.
Yes, so it's 2 times 4, 8 minus 4, that's give me my 4.
Oh, okay, I was just confusing myself with some other thing, okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay. So finally, we have to sketch the graph of f. And let's see how we're gonna do it. F consists of 3 pieces, as you realize. And to sketch it, it means we have to sketch the first piece, but we have to restrict it between -4 and -2. So we sketch the line only between -4 and -2. Then I have sketched the piece -4x plus 6 only between 0 and 2. So we're going to have another piece, and this will give me the third piece. So we will do it. So this is, okay. And then the first piece, -3x plus 7. We should recognize a line, and that's crucial because it's mx plus b. I'm interested in it between -4 and -2 only. So between -4 and -2. So let us a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have paid attention. So sorry, -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay, so we need some kind of scaling. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then -1, -2, -3. And as I need more, I will do that. All right. I need to sketch 3x plus 7 between -4, -2. So right there. Now I know that this is a line. So to sketch this line, I need 2 points. So I'm going to sketch this one first. So I will do that. I'll take my picture and I put here x and 3x plus 7. Which are the values that you think I'm going to use to sketch the line? Quickly. Which value you think are good values to use to sketch the line.
0.
What? Repeat, please. Which 2 points do you think I should use?
How do you know what values to use?
That's what I'm asking you. I'm trying to get you to tell me. This is the graph between -4 and -2. So if I input x equal to 0, it doesn't really help me because I need to sketch this line only between -4 and -2. So a good way to do it is actually take the value in this problem, -4 and -2. And then I can sketch the graph between them. If I take 0, the function does not, this formula does not apply for x equal to 0. There is a totally different formula for that. So I'm going to take the values -4 and -2 because that's where I'm going to sketch my graph. The student to ask her question. Did you understand what I did? Okay. So at -4, which give me -12 plus 7 minus 5. And at -2, I have 3 times -2 plus 7, which is going to give me a 1. So remember, I need to sketch this piece. The output is given by this formula as long as I am between -4 and -2. So at -4 now, I am at -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a point. And since there is equality here, close my circle, up to -2. At -2, I am at 1. And it's closed, sorry, it's open because 2 is not included. And the rest, I just join those 2 points. I basically take my ruler and I connect. And I stop right there. So that's the output when the input is between -4 and -3. So this is basically, for me, this is y equal 3x plus 7. Okay, so I repeat, the reason I took between -4 and -2, because that's the formula. It holds only between those two. So if I take at 0 and I get 7, but I cannot include this piece because that's how the problem is set up. Now the second piece, between 0 and 2. So now I'm going to draw the second line. X minus 4x plus 6. Now we know that this is a line. So now we need 2 points. Again, which 2 points will be smart for me to take? So basically, I'm drawing this line, but I'm restricting it between 0 and 2. So how do we know if the point is open and closed? Again, good question. It depends what I have here. Is -2 included here? Yes or no? Is -2 included? Since it's not included, it's strictly less than -2, it means the output at -2 is not obtained here because that's strictly less. If I had less or equal right there, and then I will close my circle. Did I answer the question for the student?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, part 2. The points that are important for me because I need to graph this line, but I want to restrict it between 0 and 2. So I'm going to take 0. This gives me a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my, and that's closed. Now at 2, I have -12 plus 6. It's -6. So at 2, I'm going down here. But now 2 is not included. I'm going to open it. And then I'm going to connect the piece between here and here. That's a straight line. That's it. That's the second piece. And as you realize, there is nothing between -2 and 0 because the way they gave me the function, they didn't tell me anything between -2 and 0. They totally stopped it. There is no output. So f at -1 is not defined because there is no output there. Now the last piece. That's again a line. So this piece here, this is basically the line minus 4x plus 6, minus 4x plus 6, but I restrict it between 0 and 2. I don't draw it all over. Finally, 2x minus 4 between 2 and 4. Again,
You got -6 when you plug the 2 in to -4x plus 6.
did I do a mistake?
Yeah, isn't it 8? And then -8 plus 6 would be 2.
Thank you very much. It's -8. And this is -2. Right? Okay. Yeah, that's -8 plus -2. Thank you very much. My apology. So that's why you should use pencil when you do math. You should not use. Okay, thanks a lot. My apology for that. So it's going to be this one. Okay, so for those who are writing, I hope you're using a pencil, not a pen. All right. Now, finally, the last piece. The last piece is, so I pick up the last piece, it's 2x minus 4. So 2x minus 4, again, it's a line, and I need 2 points. So x, 2x minus 4, and I need between 2 and 4. So I say, okay, let me check it at 2, and let me check it at 4. At 2, 2 times 2, 0, 4 minus 4, it's a 0. I hope I'm not goofing this time. And at 4, I will have 2 times 4 minus 4. 8 minus 4, which give me a 4. So these are my 2 points on the line. So at 2, it's closed both sides. At 2, it's 0. So this is my 2. It is 0. We cannot have 2 closed at 2, because if you have 2 closed at 2, it means I'm telling you for one input, we have 2 output, which is not a function. So if it's closed at 1, it has to be open at the other one at 2. And now at 4, it's 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's closed here. And this is the last line. And this is my y, which is 2x minus 4. Now we have to be very careful. The lines are not on the top of each other. So they're definitely separated. And this is the 2 separate both of them. And that's my graph. Just actually those 3 pieces. Okay. And now what is the domain of this function? What is the domain? And what's the range? Okay, so this is the big, go ahead.
Oh, wouldn't the domain be -4 to 4?
-4 to 4. Do you agree with him?
Is that 4 3? Yeah, I think it'd be 4, right? -4 to 4? Or -4 to 3?
Is it -4 to 4? It's a bit tricky. It's -1 in the domain. It's -1 in the domain. With me, is there an output for -1? Can you tell me what's the output?
There is no output.
Very good. It's -1/2 in the domain.
No.
It's -3/2 in the domain. No, give me the domain.
It's -4 to -2, and then 0 to 4.
Now we talk.
Interval notation would be -4 is.
Okay, I will do it both, without interval and then with interval. Sorry. Between -4 and -2, open, and between 0 and 4. Or in interval notation. -4, -2, open and 2, together with the interval from 0 to 4. So basically the domain is missing this piece. And that's what we have to take care of. That's really the idea. Now, what's the range? Range are the y value. And as I told you before, the only way we're going to find the range in this class is actually looking at the graph. And be careful, this is the wrong part. This is my mistake. So what's the range here? What are all the y values?
-5, 6.
-5. And all the way to 6. Absolutely correct. This is the range, this here. That's the range. Okay, so the range are all the y values. So the range is the interval -5 all the way to 6. And both of them are included. Another way you can write the range. So that's an interval notation. Or you can say all y values, because they are basically intuitively the y values, where the y is between the -5 and the 6. So you can write either notation, the one that you're more comfortable with, either is accepted.
And for the domain being the -4 to -2, it's the parentheses instead of the bracket because it's opened, right?
Exactly, exactly. -2 is not in the domain. Yes. Because they don't give me an output, as simple as that. They are opening it at -2 and they never closed it back. So it's not in the domain. Any other questions? How do you find the range again? Yeah, the range are the y value, the output value. So basically I look back at my graph and I ask myself, okay, what are all the possible value that the function is taking? So for example, according to my picture, this is 7 up here. 7 is not in the range. There is no output. There is no input that gives me an output of 7. So the largest output value is 6. After 6, there is no output value. And then everything and below -5, there is no output value. Because if I take any value here, forget about my wrong graph, there is no input that just gives me an output less than -5. But if I take anything between -5 and 6, it's an output value. -5, that's an output. The input is -4. If I take this one, that's in the range because I can find a number where the output is whatever I take here. This number is in the range because it's the output of an input. And then I keep going. This is in the range. Yeah, because this is the output of that. Every number here is in the range. Every number here is in the range. Everyone is in output value. Right.
Can you show the range again?
Oh. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Now, as I said, what we're going to do today is we're going to move backward. It means what we're going to do is simply, I'm going to give you the graph and you're going to find the formula. We're going to go from here to here. It means what is the formula that will fit the graph? Okay, that's what we are going to be doing. It's not going to be hard. So what we're going to do is I will give you that, and basically you have to find this formula that will fit the graph. Okay, so I will start with the first one by myself, of course, and then we move through that. And I ask you to print the worksheet. I don't know if you've done it, but I'm going to rely on them so they will become clear. So I will do the first, and then I will let you work with the second. So here's my question. Below is the graph of a function f. This worksheet is on Brightspace. So below is the graph of a function f. And the question is, find a formula for f. It means find the rule so that if I know the x, the rule will tell me f of x. And my rule should be exactly coincide with the graph of this function. Now, so if I look very carefully at this graph, how can I find a formula? Now, if I look at this piece, this is just a line, no more, no less. So basically, I'm going to find the equation of this line. And then we're going to a little bit, talk about the domain, because the domain is a bit problematic here. So let us find a formula for this function. Basically, And I write it clearly. Basically, we need to find the equation of the line for the beginning. So basically, we need the equation. Let me call this line L, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Basically, we need the equation of the line L. Okay. You know, I never quiz you on something I do the day of the quiz. So this is something you're learning for the next quiz and for your Moodle homework, I think. I don't know. So basically, we need the equation of the line L. So how to find the equation? Any line, to find its equation, we need 2 points. So I need 2 points. So write down here, I'm going to pick 2 points. Okay. Now, which point you pick, I don't really care, as long as you pick nice points. So which point? So this is a line. I want to find its equation. I need 2 points. So which point do you like me to pick? Quickly. Which point? Because I need the slope, so I need 2 points. You guys see the line?
Can't you do like -2, -2?
-2, -2, but I need 2 points because I need the equation. What's the other point you want? No, -2, not -2, I'm sorry.
That's not -2. Wouldn't it be like -0.5? I can't see the graph, but.
Okay, this is -2, right? And right here is what?
-1.
-1.
Shit.
What's your language? -2, -1. All right, who can give me another point?
2, 1.
2, 1. Yeah, I can do that. Can you give me an easier one? Yes, 2, 1 is correct.
0, 1, 0, -1.
Right, 0, -1, because always, you know, if I know the intercept, I'm in heaven because the equation will become easy. Okay, so no, what am I? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm doing stupid mistake myself. The first point is apology here. -1, -2, of course. And the second point is 0 and -1. All right. So these are my points. So now we're going to find the slope. The slope is change of y over the change in x. So -1 minus -2 over 0 minus -1. Or if you guys spot it carefully, you can figure it out. So I will have -1 plus 2, which is a 1 over 1. The slope is 1. So I'm just finding the equation of the line in the most easy way. And now the equation. I have the intercept. So I can use, if you want, y equal mx plus b because I have the intercept. And the slope is 1. So it's going to be equal x plus b. But we know that if x is 0, y is -1. So it means basically I have the intercept. So it means -1 equal 0 plus b, which we know that b equal -1. So my equation is simply x minus 1. That's the equation of the line. But now what's the formula for the function? So that's simply the equation of the line. Now, how are we going to write the formula? Okay, I'll go back. So the equation here is y equal x minus 1. It means that if I know the x, I know the y. That's really what the equation tells me. So if I know like x is a half, if x is a half, I know that the y is going to be a half minus 1, which is minus a half, which is basically coincide with my graph. But the question is how to write the formula for f of x. What is f of x? It means what's the formula? We're going to write it like this. F of x equal x minus 1. But this is not enough. Because if I write f of x equal x minus 1, it means I'm telling you that the function is defined for all x's. So I'm going to write f of x equal x minus 1, but I want to be careful with my domain. So I'm going to write the formula like this. F of x equal x minus 1, but I'm going to say what the domain is, where x is between -1 and 2. That will be the formula for my function. Okay, so I find the equation of the line, which is x minus 1, but now what's my formula? My formula is going to be x minus 1, but I have to restrict the domain. Otherwise, if I tell you f of x is x minus 1 and I don't tell you the domain, then according to this formula, f of 4 makes sense. So it does not reflect the graph. The graph is only telling you that the function is defined from here to here. So we put f of x equal x minus 1, but we're going to restrict my domain. So this little picture here that I drew, the way we're going to write the formula for it is we find the equation of the line, but then we restrict carefully our domain. We know exactly what this is holding. Question before I move on to the second problem.
Yeah, could you just show me how you got B again? Like, I know how to get the slope, I just don't know how you got B.
B, all right. Did you understand the slope?
Yeah, I know how to get the slope.
Okay. Now, to find the equation, either use the point slope or the slope intercept. Suppose I use the slope intercept in here, mx plus b. All right, m is 1. Are you with me so far?
Yeah, I'm still with you.
Now give me a point. Use any point to find the b.
You could use like -2.
I can use this point or that point.
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
0.
I use this point because it's easy. It means if x is 0, the y has to be -1. And I use that to find the b.
Oh, that easy?
It's that easy. Yes. So b is -1.
All right, cool. Thank you.
With me? Very good, thanks. All right. Now we're going to do the second problem. And very similar to that, but it's half of the story. So problem number 2. This is my function now. And below is the graph of function f. Find a formula for f. And your answer should be of the following form. F of x equal with a big parenthesis. So now we're at the process of moving backward. I'm giving Q the graph, and I'm asking Q to write the function. So how we are going to do this problem? Basically, each piece will have its own formula. So I don't have one formula for the whole thing. I'm going to have 2 formulas. The first one is, I'm going to call this line L1, and I'm going to call this line L2. To find the first formula, I find the equation of L1, but I restrict it between -1 and 2. And then I need to find the equation of L2, and I said the formula for that will hold between 2 and 5. So what we're going to do is find basically the equation of L1, L2, and then I'm going to put them together. So find equation of L1. Now, L1 is exactly the one I got in the previous problem. That's the same thing. I actually took the same function on purpose. So this point here is -1, -2. And this is 2 and 1. So the equation of L1 is, we did it a minute ago, is x -2. That's from the previous problem. It's the exact same line. I haven't changed. L2, we have to find it again. Now let us find the equation of L2. I need 2 points on the line. To find the equation, I need 2 points, or I need a point and the slope, whichever. So 2 points. Now okay, who would like to give me 2 points on the line? And now I'm working with L2. Quickly, 2, 3, Drew is giving me 2, 3. That's correct. I'm gonna try not to goof this time. And his other point is 3, 2. So that's my 3 here, and that's 2. So those are good points, 3, 2. These are the 2 points. Now I find the slope. Okay, it's the change, 2 minus 3 over 3 minus 2, which is going to be a minus 1. That's the slope. Now to find the equation, you can either use y equal mx plus b, or you can use the point slope form. So this one, I'm going to use y equal mx plus b to make sure everybody knows this one clearly. And then the last problem, I will use the point slope. So y equal mx plus b, but my m is x. And now I can use either point. I say, okay, this point is on the line. It means if I plug in 2 for y and 3 for x, this should be satisfied. And this would give me that my b will have to be a 5. It means my equation is going to be minus x plus 5. So that's the line L2. So it's a good review for how to find basically, equation of a line.
I had a question.
Please go ahead.
What if we positive 3 because it's 2, 3, like for the chart?
This one?
No, when you're solving for B.
Yeah, because 3, 2 is a point on the line, right? So if
Yeah.
y is 2, that's
So then it wouldn't be 5. Because isn't the 3 positive on the chart, XY?
yeah,
chart?
but the slope is minus 1. It's
Oh,
minus
okay.
x plus b.
Okay.
All
Thank
right?
you.
Sure. So now in the picture here, what we have? The equation of this line is y equal minus x plus 5, which means that if I take a point here, any point, let me take 3.5, and I want to know the output, okay, I can either plug in, the graph here tells me the output has to be 1.5. If I plug in into the formula here, so that's, for example, let me see, suppose this is 3.5. This tells me it should be 1.75. And if I plug in, 1.5, and if I plug in here, I will get also 1.5. So this formula will allow me to find the output even without looking at the word. And this piece here, this is the y equal x minus 2. And now what is the formula f of x? Now let us write f of x clearly. How I'm going to write it? What's the rule? Okay. Would anybody give it a shot? How do you think I'm going to write f of x? So what is the output now? What's the rule for the output?
You want us to like say it with the domain?
Everything.
Okay, so the first one is y equals x minus 1 at the domain of -1 x.
I don't have to write y anymore. Yes, you're right.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have to write y anymore.
Right, yeah. So x minus 1 and then the domain of -1 x and 2. And then
Yeah, very good. Give me what's inside. -1 included. 2 open. And this is x minus 1. Sorry, you're right.
and then -x plus 5 at 2 to 5.
For x between 2
Yeah.
and open at 5. Absolutely
Open at
correct. That's how we're going to write this function. So now from graph to function, from graph to function. Okay? So you find the formula for each piece, and then we write them carefully as one function. Now I'm going to ask one question. I hope it's clear. Let me see if I can make it very clear. My question is the following. Now that we write the formula, and now that you have the graph, you have the whole picture, I want you to evaluate f of minus 1, for example, or f of minus a half. I want you to evaluate f of minus a half in two ways. First, using the graph, and second, using the formula. And the answer should agree. If they don't agree, something is wrong. Okay, so this is my function, that's the graph, that's the formula. I picked a value, minus a half. And then I want you to find it two ways. One by looking at the picture, one by plugging into the formula. We should get the same answer. If we don't, it means basically I'm doing something wrong. So I'll give you a minute to make sure the answers agrees, because this formula should reflect the graph and vice versa. So I give you a minute to do that. Okay, when you get your answer, put them on chat so I know what's going on. Okay, minus 1.5. Both, did you get the same answer in whether in the formula or the graph? If you don't get the same answer, it means what we're doing is wrong. Yes, all right, so let's do that. That's minus 1. What's f of minus 1? Okay, let me take a red pen. This is f of minus 1. This is minus a half right there. I go down up to this point. If this is 2, this is a 1, this is 1.5. So the graph tells me 1.5. Now, my formula tells me minus 1.5. Thank you. Now, does my formula tells me also minus 1.5? I go back. Okay. If x is minus a half, that's the formula I need to use. So according to the formula, it's minus a half minus 1. Minus a half minus 1 is 1.5. It means they agree. The graph and the formula have to agree, or we're doing something not right. Okay, I'll give you one more value, f of 3. So f of 3, let us say, or, okay, f of 3. Again, I want you to do it graphically and the formula. And they both have to agree. Otherwise, as I said, it's not correct.
Should I just answer it?
Yes, please go ahead.
It's 2.
Is it working both ways?
Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, it means the formula, as I said a million times. So this is 3 right there. So I have to go back. That's my point. So according to the graph, the output has to be 2. I don't have to explain here. I just look. Now the formula. The formula tells me, okay, your 3 is between minus 2 and 5. So that's the formula that works. So it's minus 3 plus 5.
Which is 2.
Which is equal to 2. Okay, so the formula, exactly those two totally agree with each other. All right. Okay, so we'll do one more along those lines, and we will take the quiz. Okay, so this is my last piece. I mean, I had 2 more problems, but I think we have time only for that. The last problem, we will do it next time, is like a story problem. I mean, basically how those function comes up in real world, in the real world. Okay, number 5, I'll give you a little bit of time to get going. So that's the picture. If you guys don't see it clearly, it should be clear on your bright space. And let's see what you guys can come up with. So we have 3 pieces and 1 piece, another piece, another piece. So basically I need a formula for each piece, and then I need to piece them together. All right, how are we doing? Anybody found the equation of the first line? Put it on chat if you don't want to tell me what it is. Okay, I'm getting one answer, minus 2x plus 4. Anybody got what she got? Minus 2x plus 4. Okay. Anybody agree with her? All right. Sage, which point did you pick? Okay, which point did you guys pick for L1? Quickly.
Can you do like 3, -2? Yeah.
3, -2. I mean, I just 1, 1, 2, 3. Yes. Another point.
2, 0.
2, 0. Okay. Then the slope is going to be the change 0 minus -2 over 2 minus 3. Okay, which is going to be give me 2 over -1, which is -2. Very good. Now I'm going to use not y equal mx plus b. I'm going to use this time the point slope form. So I'm going to pick a point x minus. I can pick this point, so xy minus 0 minus 2. So I use this form to review everything, which give me minus 2x plus 4. So she was absolutely, your classmate was absolutely correct. And let us see that it makes sense. Watch. The intercept, the vertical intercept, according to the formula y equal to 4. The vertical intercept here is also 4. So the b is always this vertical intercept. So the vertical intercept here is 4. So at least we know that things agree. Okay, the line L2. Anybody got anything for L2?
Do you want the points or the equation?
Both actually. What are the
Okay,
points that you picked?
I picked 3, 3 and 4, 6.
3, 3. I have to check. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. That's correct. And what's the other one you picked? 4, 6.
4, 6.
4,
Yeah.
6. We always pick good points. You know, something that we can find them. So my slope is what the slope turned out to be?
3.
3. Okay. And
And the
then
vertical intercept was -6.
okay. So which form did you use? Mx plus b or the point slope form?
Mx plus b.
Max plus b. Okay, we'll use that. M is 3, x plus b. I can use this point and I can say, all right, if y is 3 and equal to b. Now they happen to be the same value, they don't have to be. So this will give me b equal 3 times 3, it's a 9, 3 minus 6. And this will give me y equal 3x minus 6. That's my second line. Okay, so I'm just finding, you know, equation of lines, nothing. But the idea is at the end, we have to piece them together. L3, what's the equation of L3? What's the L3 quickly?
Is it, since there's no slope, is it 0x plus 6?
Exactly. It's a line. So this is 6. It's not no slope. No, it's no slope is wrong. Its slope is 0. Because there is, understand the difference? It's not no slope. The slope
sorry.
is, no, you don't have to apologize. Because that's a fairly common mistake. No slope if the line is vertical, like this. Then you can tell me that the slope is not defined. But when the line is horizontal, the slope is 0 because there is no change in y. The change in y is always equal to 0. So you're absolutely correct. That's a horizontal line. The equation of the horizontal line is going to be y equal to 6 in this case. Because no matter what x is, no matter which point you pick, your y is equal to 6. Now I need to fix, so now let me go back and write. This one was minus 2x plus 4. This one was 3x minus 6. And this one was y equal to 6. That's every piece by itself. And now we're going to write the formula f of x. So now what's this function given by? All right. I have to start. So minus 2x plus 4 And this, when x is, this is a 3 in here, when x less or equal to 3. That's my rule. It's 3x minus 6. When my x is between 3, that's the rule, and 5 not included because it's open right there. And my function takes a constant value of 6 if my x is bigger or equal to 5. And of the problem. Okay. All right, so I definitely have to stop right now. Please make sure to do the homework. I will assign the practice problem as well as the online homework for next time.
For Thursday, are you gonna use? Should we print out the stuff for Thursday? Like, are you gonna use another printout?
I don't think. Can you repeat your question, please?
Like how you you're using the printout paper now for like the lesson. Are you gonna use a printout Thursday too? Because I need to start printing them out.
Yes, but I will put them the night before because that's when I will be ready for the lecture. All right. So your lecture is on Thursday, correct? So I will put them Wednesday evening.
All right, dope.
Okay. All right. Please get going. Can you show line 3? All right. Please get going with your quiz.